I'm entitling this tutorial Advanced Emboss because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my emboss and I'm going to use a circular pattern to put a dimple pattern on my ball that's on the outside of my emboss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my sketch, which is right here. Let's see, there's my work plane, there's my emboss, hit the plus sign. That's going to expose the sketch. I'm going to edit that sketch, and I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to put a circle, a very small circle, right here. And what I'm going to do, you'll notice that I can line up my circle directly perpendicular to the center, put it right there. And I'm going to dimension it because I'm going to be putting a series of these circles, and I want them to be all the same size. So let's make it 0.03. Okay. That wasn't good. Didn't like, oh, there we go. Okay, 0.03. Well, 0.035, I guess. 0.035. Okay. And I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to draw a line here. I don't need to draw a line. Keep drawing these circles. There's one circle. I'm going to line up the center of that circle here, straight down, right here. I'll dimension that to 0.035. You know, I might be able to draw it. No, I can't draw it exactly. I'll draw one more here. Okay, and then maybe one more. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dimension these now, 0.035. And I'm only selecting 0.035 because it's close to the size that I drew. I drew it close to the right size, and that is a good tip for you when you're drawing something, is always try to draw it close to what you want it to be. Even if you can't get it exact, but you can get it close. And that way, if there are modifications that have to be made to the shape, it'll be very, very minor. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dimension between these. So I'm going to dimension from here to here, center to center. And it's 0.065. I'm going to make it 0.065. Okay, and now I'm going to dimension this 0.065. And this one, 0.065. Okay, and I think I have room for one more. Maybe I don't. It'd be close. I'll just leave it at that. All right, so I'm going to finish now I'm going to finish my sketch. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share that sketch, because even though I put it on the sketch, it's not embossed yet. So I'm going to share that sketch. And now I'm going to emboss those 4 holes. Those 4, that one. And I'm going to emboss these a little bit. Now, you saw how it was the last emboss was a extrusion from the face. This emboss is going to be, I'm going to make it a cut. And the face that it's going to emboss onto this face, I believe. So let's see if it works here. And I want the cut to be very, very small. 0.01. Let's see how this looks. It's going to be a little cut into the face of that. And I think that's exactly what it did. You see that? These are simulating my divots. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a circular pattern. A circular pattern is found over here in the Pattern tab. It's the middle one. And we're going to select that feature right there. And we're going to rotate it around this axis. And I want more than 6. I want 20. And let's see if this works. As I got closer and closer there, it's overlapping. It might not like that. I don't think I'm going to like it. Yeah, see, I don't like that. Not good. Back. All right, let's see. Try that again. So let's do a circular pattern of this feature around this axis. But see, the problem is that it's coming in and out because that axis is not straight. It's on a different plane. Yeah, this was not a good idea. I'm gonna, you know what I could do though? Here's what I can do. I'm gonna go back to my sketch and I can do a circular pattern of this. And then I can emboss, okay, and the axis will be right there. There we go. That's what I want. All right, so you see what I did? I did a circular pattern on the sketch so that now when I finish my sketch, I can emboss all of those circles at the same time onto the ball that's on my emboss. Okay, so I'm going to go back here, share the sketch again. Share the sketch, and now I'm going to emboss all of those circles. I'll just select all of them. Okay, a little tedious, but probably worth the effort. Give you a little bit of detail. Whoops. If you select something you don't want, you can hit the control key and then deselect it. Do you see that? I didn't want that whole circle. I just wanted the little circles inside. So I selected it by accident, hold the control key, and then select it again, and it deselects. Okay, that's a really good thing to know. All right, so I'm selecting all these circles. I think I've got them all. And I'm going to change this to 0.01. I'm going to make it a cut into the face of that ball. And I'll say OK. And those circles should pattern themselves onto the face. That's pretty cool. All right, and I'm going to turn the sketch off, turn the visibility off, and voila, you've got yourself some really good detail. So feel free to come into your emboss. For example, I don't like these sharp edges on here. How do we get rid of sharp edges? Well, we use a fillet. So the fillet tool, I don't want to just fillet the edge. I want to fillet the entire feature. I want to fillet this entire feature. So I'm going to select it, and I'm going to select a very, very small radius of 0.002. It should give me a preview. I can actually make it bigger than that. Let's make it 0.05. More, 0.1. I think that'll work. And say apply. Now it's going through there and it's trying to round all those edges. It didn't work. See, this is what happens when you attempt something and it doesn't like it. It gives you an error message like this. And this error message, it will tell you exactly what's wrong. It says try adding more edges or making a smaller radius. So we're going to select edit and we're going to do a smaller radius. So we've got the entire feature selected. I just want to try it again. So fillet. I want to do a feature. The feature is going to be the emboss, and the size is going to be 0.05. Let's try that. Apply. And we'll see if that's going to work. Remember I told you before, if your fillet doesn't work, try a smaller radius. Let's try 0.002. It might not do it. Nope, it's not going to do it. All right, we'll cancel that. Let's try something else. Let's try to do a loop. So if I can fillet that loop right there, that outside edge, or we can select edge too. If you do edge, it only selects that particular edge. See that? If I select loop, it will select everything that's connected to that. See? Fillet the loop. Fillet the loop. 0.02. Let's see if it does it. Yeah. See, well, see how small that fillet is? It's very, very small. I'd like to make it bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the fillet and I'm going to edit the feature. And now I'm going to change this. It's too small. I'm going to change this to 0.001. 0.01. And I'm going to keep the loop command, and I'm going to select more faces, more edges. See that? The loop. So it's going to loop that one. I'm going to select this face here, that edge. I'm going to select this face here. You see, with the feature command, it's going to try to round off every single edge, and it didn't like that. But with the loop, I can select just the outside edge, and I can see by the preview that it's still rather small. Let's make this bigger. Let's make it 0.05. Now it's looking better. See how it's rounding it off? Now I don't want to go too much, but I think that might be okay. Let's give it a shot. Let's give that a shot. You'll see that when you really get down to the details of this, see, it didn't like that. So let's go ahead and do a smaller, let's do 0.03. This is the tedious work that needs to go into this if you want to do things right. And if you really want to put some fine detail on your drawing, you need to spend some time. There we go. That worked, I think. Yes! And you see that? Look how much nicer that looks. Doesn't that look much nicer? It's more round. I could probably put a fillet on this edge too. Let's try that. But my point is that as you go through here, let's select the loop. As you go through here and you do this kind of work, it's going to take some time for you if you want to get things looking really, really detailed. So don't just think you have to blow through these assignments. You need to spend some time, take your time, and work on the detail of your fillets. Work on the detail of all the parts that you have. Spend some time doing it, so that you have a decent looking project. If you just blow through it, and you have sharp edges, and you just have extrusions popping out, and they're not. It's obvious that you didn't take much time to think about it. So do your best and work on the details of your embosses, your fillets. And in the next lesson, we're going to learn how to